Hello and welcome to the Quadratic Formula. I am Mr. Harris, and today you will need paper and pencil. Let's start with a new symbol. What would you guess this symbol to be, and how do you think it should be used? Take a minute and give that some thought, and when you have something, come back to me. So if you guess that it's a plus minus sign, you are correct. And this is how it's used. 8 plus or minus 6 is equal to 14 and 2. So the sign gives you two answers, one that adds the terms and one that subtracts the terms. So it is just a plus and a minus together. That's all it is. We can also use this symbol with variables. And so let's throw an x in the mix and see what happens. How would you evaluate the following? Exactly. You simply have the following. X plus or minus 7 is equal to x plus 7 and x minus 7. And so you'd have two distinct answers like we had previously with numbers 14 and 2. Now let's skip forward a bit to solving for x. And we've learned several methods of factoring quadratics to find the value of x. And with quadratics, we set them equal to 0 and factor in some way. But I want to back up one more to linear functions. Remember when we had lines and we were solving for x? How would you do that in the following? 6x plus 8 equals 0. I just want you to remember back to when we were just solving for a simple x, and go ahead and find the x in this equation. When you have something, come back to me. So here's how I did the solving for x for this equation. I started with 6x plus 8, and I moved the 8 to the other side by subtracting 8 from both sides. So I end up with 6x equals negative 8. I've got 6x, so I divide by 6, and I do that to both sides to keep it balanced. And I end up with x equals a negative 8/6. And you could simplify that to negative 4/3 if you like. But we have found what x is. So with linear equations, we got x on one side by itself. But have you ever wondered, why don't we ever do that with quadratic equations? So if we have x squared plus 5x plus 6, why can't we just solve for x like we did with the linear equations? Well, it turns out that we can. And so remember, our standard form for quadratic is ax squared plus bx plus c, right here. So why don't you take this and see if you can get x on one side by itself. And just take 2 minutes and give it a try. If you can't get it, then come back to me. If you do get it, go ahead and work it out and then come back to me. But don't take too long on it. Well, here's how I would approach it. So I'd start by subtracting c. And so I would end up with ax squared plus bx equals negative c. And that's exactly where I get stuck, because we haven't really learned how to isolate the x in this type of equation, because we've got this squared term. So I'm going to cheat a bit, and I'm going to finish it for you. And so if we actually knew how to solve for x, and it's just the same types of things we do for the linear equations, but since there's a squared term, we have to take a square root. I'll just show you the end product, but trust me, this is how you would solve for x with a quadratic equation. If we start with this, the standard form, we end up with x equals negative b plus or minus radical b squared minus 4ac, and all of that is over 2a. And so, this is the a in this equation, this is the b in this equation, and this is our c, our constant, that shows up in this equation. And so that is what it looks like if we solve for x. And we actually call this the quadratic formula. And so now that we know what it looks like when we have x on one side and we're dealing with a quadratic, we can take any quadratic and plug in the numbers into our formula, and we can solve for x. And so let's take a look at an actual example. Let's say we have x squared plus 5x plus 6. When we look at this in terms of our standard form, the number in front of our square term is a, and here we have an understood 1. So we don't write the 1, but there's a 1 in front of it. So a is equal to 1, b is equal to 5, and c is equal to 6. So we would plug those numbers into our quadratic formula and use that to solve for x. So I want you to take a moment and just rewrite the formula using these actual numbers. And don't try and solve it yet. Just put the numbers in the right place and rewrite it so you can see what it looks like. Take a minute and do that and come back to me when you're done. And so here's what I got. When I'm using a is 1, b is 5, and c is 6, I get negative b, so that's negative 5, and then b squared here, and 4 times a times c, so 4 times 1 times 6. And on the bottom we have 2 times a, so 2 times 1. And so this is what it looks like when I plug in my numbers. Now, can you do the math from here, simplify this to figure out what x is? What does it simplify down to? Take a minute and see if you can do that. And if you get stuck, just come back to me. But if you can figure it out, go ahead and do it. So here's what my work looked like. I start with my quadratic formula equation, and I start to simplify. So I square my 5, and I end up with 25, and then I multiply these three numbers. So 4 times 1 is 4, times 6 is 24, and make sure we keep our sign, so minus 24. And here we've got 2 times 1, so 2 times 1 is 2. So that's my first step. Now under the radical, we've got 25 minus 24, so that equals 1. Bring everything else down, so we've got a negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 1 over 2. Now we know that the square root of 1 is 1, so we've got negative 5 plus 1 divided by 2, and then negative 5 minus 1 divided by 2. So negative 5 plus 1 will give us a negative 4 divided by 2 is equal to negative 2. And here we've got negative 5 minus 1 is a negative 6 divided by 2 equals a negative 3. So our answers, x is equal to negative 2 or x is equal to negative 3. And we could have factored that and figured that out, or we can use the quadratic formula. Now the nice thing about the quadratic formula is there are some things that don't factor very easily, but they always work in the formula. So you can always use this no matter what your numbers look like. So I want you to give this a try. Using the quadratic formula, find the factors of the following. And so I'm giving you 2 here. So x squared minus 3x minus 10, and then 5x squared minus 4x minus 12. And let me give you a hint and say, our a here is 1, our b here is negative 3. So make sure you carry the sign, negative 10 for c, carry the sign with the number, and plug those in and see if you can solve for x in both of these cases. When you have something, come back to me. So here's what my work looked like. So here's the creation of my equation. So 3 plus or minus the square root of negative 3 squared minus 4 times negative 10. And it's 4ac, and our a is 1, so I just left the 1 out. And that's all over 2a. So we square our negative 3. Negative 3 times negative 3 gives us 9. And negative 4 times negative 10 gives us positive 40. Come down, and we combine our 9 and our 40, so we get 49. So 3 plus or minus the square root of 49, all divided by 2. So the square root of 49 is 7. So I do my two equations. 3 plus 7 divided by 2 is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. And then 3 minus 7 divided by 2. So 3 minus 7 is negative 4, divided by 2 is negative 2. So our x values are 5 and negative 2. On our second one, plugging all of this in, x is negative b, and our b here is negative 4, so we get a positive 4 plus or minus 4 squared minus 4 times 5 times 12, negative 12. And so our 4, and here's my mistake, our 4 should be negative, but when we square it, it's going to turn positive. So even though I neglected to put my negative in, it corrects itself. So negative 4 squared gives us 16, and then we've got a negative 4 times 5 times a negative 12. So 4 times 5 is 20, times 12 is 240, and we have two negatives, so it ends up being positive. Combine our 16 and our 240, and we get 4 plus or minus 256, square root of 256. All of that over 10. So we had 2 times 5, or 2a, because our 5 is a. So we got 10 here. And so once we get to this point, we know that the square root of 256 is 16. So we start with 4 plus 16 gives us 20, divided by 10 gives us 2. And then 4 minus 16 gives us a negative 12 divided by 10. Negative 12 divided by 10 is equal to a negative 6/5. And so our answer is x equals 2 or x equals a negative 6/5. And so that is how you use your quadratic formula. You plug in, start with your original quadratic equation, and you just plug it in and then simplify. So a summary, the quadratic formula is created when we solve for x with the standard form of a quadratic. And for any quadratic, if you plug in a, b, and c into the formula, you can find the value for x. The quadratic formula works for all quadratics. And as always, quadratic functions are your friend. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of your day.